With the Krakoan era coming to a conclusion in the comic books and different teams are being reshuffled, could that have an effect in Marvel Strike Force? After all, we're coming into the Age of X, so could some of these new teams come into the game? X-Force is a prime example. We see right here on the cover, we have Deadpool and Forge, a couple familiar faces. Obviously, we recognize that Deadpool is going to be on the Mercs for Money team. That team is just now coming into the game, so he probably won't end up on a new X-Force team. And Forge has his place on the Extreme X-Men, still a really new and powerful team, so these individuals probably won't make the cut. Besides, Deadpool's only going to be in the first issue, so they're just taking advantage of the hype for the movie, but it really did get me thinking. The individuals at Marvel, they're doing a lot better at getting the product spread out among the various platforms, so that's why I think that something's going to be happening with Marvel Strike Force, and I think it could be with these two prime characters here, Ascani and Psylocke. Let's take a look at Psylocke first. So what we have here is Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain, in her original body. So she is still Psylocke. She manifests psionic weapons, as you can see her doing here. She also brings her power set from the Captain Britain Corps and her training. So I imagine her to be a lot more aggressive, abrasive with her moveset. It'd probably be pretty dope. During the Krakoan era, a lot of things happen. Won't get into all the details. It can get quite confusing, but this is the original version of Psylocke. The version that most of us are accustomed to, the Asian Psylocke, I believe her name is actually Quanon. We won't go into all the details, but there's nothing to say that we can't have both members in the game. So would you like the new Betsy, the Captain Britain version, or would you like this version to be reworked? Or do you think that both members could be in the game at the same time? Again, there's really nothing against that. I think right now they both exist in the comic book storyline, so there's no reason why they couldn't both be in the game. The second member we were going to highlight is Ascani. Now, Ascani is one of the names that Rachel Summers goes by. Now, Rachel Summers, she is a child of Cyclops and Jean Grey. That means her power level is off the charts. She's ridiculously strong. She'd be awesome. Excellent addition to this game. She comes from the Days of Future Past storyline, so we're talking about time travel and all that. Once again, things get really confusing, but they're going to be leaning into her in the comic, so I think that she's going to show up, if not in this game, she's going to show up in some Marvel game at some point. Ascani was a hound in the future, so they used her to track down other mutants. Again, super strong, she can manifest the Phoenix, so I think she'd be a great addition to this game. What if she could have like some type of a duo attack, kind of like Iron Man and Rescue with Jean Grey? Double Phoenix action? That would be pretty sick, man. What do you guys think about that? In one of the timelines, she ended up going to the future. She ends up becoming the Ascani, this group of people that are fighting against Apocalypse, and she helps actually to raise Cable. So Cable shows up there as a baby, and she helps raise him, and Cable becomes the Ascani son. So it's all connected. That's why we should probably go ahead and put Cable on that team as well. His kit is really good, right? People are still using him. You see, I still got him in purple gear, but people are still using him. If he just got an update in stats, a slight little tweak, maybe to how some of his abilities work, he'd still be awesome, right? He's still a meta character that people are actually using in this game. Now, concerning the rest of the characters on the cover, we got Tank here. There's not much known about him. I think that's why they're using him on the team, so he'd make a great addition to Marvel Strike Force. I think he's really only been in the comics one other time, and he doesn't look like this. So the book's wide open. It'd be a great opportunity. Otherwise, we have Sage and we have Surge, who's down lower. You have to go back and check her out. I don't know how those two would, I guess they'd be great. I don't know how they would work in a video game setting, but you know, we'll try it. Curious to hear your thoughts on the matter. Otherwise, we could rework one of the other X-Force members. See, when I started thinking about this was before the reworks that we got. So Deadpool is updated, X-23 is updated. If we put Cable on a team, that only leaves Domino and Negasonic, and I don't know. Which one would you prefer, or do you think we should bring somebody else that we haven't mentioned before?
You're guessing who next. It's buzzing now with your mutant to make the scene. And darling, just so clear, you know, we thrilled to find the new X-Force team. world's joy.